वीडियो ऑन कराती hello everyone, good morning. This is Sambhaji Shirsat. uh, let's talk about the communication. Now what is the communication? Communication means generally uh, to exchange thoughts, opinion, ideas, to share our emotions, feelings, then our views. But how do we share or communicate? Views, ideas. There are various kinds of. There are various modes and methods of communication. Generally, there are some questions. Why do we communicate? What is the need of communication? Where do we communicate? How do we communicate? And with whom? So these are the very important aspects of communication. So let's see, why do we communicate? Generally we do communicate to exchange our thoughts, ideas, to share information or to get information, to motivate others, or uh, to share our feelings or happiness, blah blah blah. So here, how do we do all these types of communication? There are basically two modes and methods of communication. One is verbal and another one non-verbal. Verbal communication means by using words, whether orally or in a written form. Oral communication generally we use for lecture, talk, face to face. For face to face communication, for lecture, for speech, even in the meeting, discussion and debates. Whereas written communications are used for writing letters, writing drafting notice, and even to make contracts. There are many more forms of written communication. Even nowadays, the youngsters, especially college going boys and girls, we are using social media, especially Facebook and WhatsApp, and where we are using written communication, sending messages, receiving messages. All these are the forms of verbal communication. Now next PPT, let's see non-verbal communication. Now what is the non-verbal communication? Non-verbal communication means without using words. Now if you are not using words, how do we communicate? If you see the history of our human beings, since from the stone age and various, there is a development in uh, uh, the modes and methods of communication. But previously, before language, human being, they used to communicate through signs and symbols, to communicate effectively. Even nowadays, if you observe animals and birds, even you can observe the stray dogs, even they have a good communication system. They communicate through their, you know, even monkeys, donkeys, birds, this, uh, these all, species, they have their system of non-verbal communication through sounds and signs and actions. Similarly, for the professional use, non-verbal communication is very important for us. Now, there are various forms of non-verbal communication. Body language. Body language, body, we communicate through body using facial expressions, eye contact, gesture, posture. So, body language is also equally important along with your verbal communication. Another form of non-verbal communication is sign, symbols. Sign and symbols are very important in the field of education and technology, even to show circuits in the various electrical and electronic machines, we need to draw diagrams. So signs and symbols are there. Even for air traffic, for roadways, for the we are using signs and symbols. Even different arrows, go straight, take left, turn right. So these are also signs which communicates a lot with drivers, pilots, and people. Now posture. Posture means the way we hold our body, whether straight or in bending position. So like that. Then gesture. Gesture means hand movements. The way we use gesture. Then facial expressions is also another form of non-verbal communication. Face is a mirror of our personality. Whatever happens with you, that automatically reflects on your face. When you are happy, that happiness will appear on your face. When you are angry, when you are shy, when you are hungry, when you are tired, and many more things that reflects on your face. So if you want to identify the person's mood, you can see the face of that person. Automatically one can recognize, you know, through facial expressions. I mean, it is very important as a form of non-verbal communication. Now, eye contacts are very important whenever you go for interview or whenever you are having public meeting or giving lecture. Eye contacts are very, very important. Without eye contacts, communication can be one way. So have a nice, uh, uh, you know, uh, uh, I mean, a good eye contact. And dress and grooming. Dress and grooming, these are also very important aspect of our communication. Now nowadays in corporate world or even in government officials, there are various dress codes. We can identify the air hostess by her dress, by her dress code. Then police, they have their own dress code. Peon, they have their own dress codes. For security, for manager, for even if when you are going for a function, so as a function, any function or a cultural function, so formal and informal dress codes are the part of non-verbal communication. Even India, there are various cultures. We have diversity in culture. The people from Gujarat, you can identify easily by their dress. People from Punjab, people from South India by wearing lungi and that chandan on head. Then Maharashtrian women's, then all Marathi men, then Punjabi, Gujarati, Sindhi, at the same time Bengali. So through dress code we can identify the person. So dress code is one of the form of non-verbal communication. Now space and proxemics. Space is a very important. The way you maintain space between with you, I mean with anyone. So space between two people, you can identify or you can recognize the distance they have in relationship. Mother and daughter, they can sit very, very closely. At the same time, I don't think mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, they will sit like mother and daughter. The way friends, the way, I mean, there are various, whether you are a professor, whether you are a principal, whether you are a peon, so everyone maintain their space. So similarly, the way we behave with our friends may be different with others. So these are the various forms of verbal and non-verbal communication. I would like to focus more in detail, but today I am just speaking at surface level. This is not exactly I am dealing in depth. So thank you so much. बरोबर 10 मिनिटाची. हे बंद करा, बंद करा.